How's it going there, YouTube? Doing a little, I guess you could call it, stealth camping trip out here to the local woods near me. I do have permission from the people who run this place to be here and to camp here. I secured that over the summertime. One of my family members spoke to the people that run this place and told them that I come back here camping, and they said it would be alright because I'm a responsible camper and I'm not like these 14-year-old kids who come out here and try and set the woods on fire. That's just stupid. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you got no business doing it. Doing a little gear review here, I guess, on some of the stuff that I brought out here with me. I got my favorite hatchet. This thing hasn't missed a camping trip yet. I love it. It really holds an edge like nothing else. I really don't know how well the camera is going to be able to pick that up, but it's one that my grandfather left me, and I love this thing. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen. Got my military issued canteen here. This one's from World War II. I think the date's like 1945 or something on it, but it comes with the, you're not going to be able to see this probably on camera, but there's a wool lining inside the bag to keep your water cool in the summertime and keep it from freezing in the winter time. Also, to keep it cool in the summertime, if you wet this bag, the I forget the word for it, the perspiration or something of the water drying helps keep the canteen cool. That's all I'm going to be using on this trip for cooking is my canteen cup that comes attached. This thing is so old. I think that is war damage. I don't know. I've always left it on there because I always hoped it was war damage and makes it unique and special. But I got my canteen. I will be having a fire tonight. Technically, they really don't want you doing that here. They bust a lot of people for it, but I'm going to keep mine nice and small and contained and in a hole in the ground so that it shouldn't be too obvious. I'm also not going to make it real big where it can spread. Keep it nice and small. Just a little something to add extra warmth tonight because I think it's going to get a little chilly. But I got my fire kit for that. That contains a box of camping matches. I always have a lighter on me because I'm a smoker. But I got a flint and steel. I'm actually going to try and make a fire with this tonight. See if I can get away with the flint and steel. I've never actually done one with that, so that should be new. And I've got a whole bunch of dryer lint. Some of the best tinder you'll ever find. And you get it for free. You can't beat the price on it. Would never go in the woods without a good knife. The sheath is really old and rotted on this thing, but the knife is awesome. Really good. Carbon steel, holds an edge better than any of this stainless steel shit that you're going to find nowadays. I just dug a fire pit with this camping shovel that you pick up at Walmart for 10 bucks or whatever. It sucks. Hard ground, you're not getting through it with this. I've been beating on it. I almost broke the thing a couple of times trying to dig a small hole. It sucks. Machete. I never go out in the woods without a machete. You never know what you're going to have to cut down. You could drive a tent stake with this. I mean, this is a really versatile tool. And this one, I got it in a pawn shop for 15 bucks in Virginia. I love it. Came with a really beat up edge that I've redone. I've worked this thing on the stone for quite a while. Yes, I did say a sharpening stone. Because in my opinion, nothing beats a sharpening stone. You can't get a better edge than doing it with a stone. A lot of people try to take shortcuts nowadays and get these cheap sharpeners or whatever that supposedly work. In my opinion, you just can't beat the stone. It takes a little bit longer, but it's definitely the way to go. Give me just a second, and I'll try and show you the outside of my camp right now. Oh, I almost forgot. This is my bed for tonight. A wool blanket, military issued wool blanket. See how that works out, because it's supposed to be a little chilly tonight. First time I've ever done this. We'll see how it works. Oh, and a headlamp. Very important when you're camping. Keeps your hands free. You're able to work on other things while you're you got light, and it gives off plenty of light. I like the red light at night so that you're not as visible to anybody else who might be out in the area. Whereas a white light's going to really give away your position. A red light's a lot more concealing. Got a few more, got a few tent pegs that I made. I whittled these up yesterday or the day before. Never did it before. So what the hell, I'll give it a try. They work really good. I've got a couple I'm using a couple of them right now to hold up this tarp that you see above me. My camouflage tarp. And my backpack over there with a little bit of extra stuff. Sweatshirt, things like that. If it's gonna get cold, I want plenty of gear. Got my camo fatigues on, of course. Had these things for probably 10-15 years now. They've never missed a camping trip yet. Got the jacket to go with those. Really nice when you're suburban camping. Really great for concealment. I'll do a part 2 on this one to show you what the shelter looks like. Big fan of Dave Canterbury from the Pathfinder School, and I learned how to rig up my tarp from him since I don't have all the, you can probably see one right there. I put a couple of mesh loops on here that I cut out of an old belt or a strap just to give me some extra tie-off points, but this one I've got toggled in with a piece of string and another one of my homemade tent pegs. Here's my ridge line, which runs all the way over to that small tree right in the middle there. On this side I've got another piece with another homemade tent peg toggling it, and a what is this knot? It's a starts with a P. Prussian loop. I think it's a Prussian loop to keep tension on it. Once you pull back, it's not gonna let go on you. Looks like it's gonna work pretty good for my setup for tonight. Underneath, I've got plenty of room. I just went ahead and gathered up a whole bunch of grass to give me a nice soft bed underneath this garbage bag tonight that I'm going to use as my ground cloth, or my ground tarp. I want to keep myself up off the ground. And as you can see, I've got my tent or tarp staked down in several places. A couple of patches there. What are you going to do? I'm going to run this tarp into the ground. Not going to new one until it's dead. Apple juice cap there in the middle to pull it up a little bit just to give you a little more room. I saw that on a video the other day, and I'll try and add a link to this video to his videos. I found it really to be a good idea. It doesn't put a hole in the tarp, and it gives you an extra anchor point to pull it up rather than sewing into it and putting holes into your tarp. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Let's see if I can back up and give you a view of what it looks like from further away. That's what it looks like from a little bit further away. Pretty low to the ground. I think it should conceal me and hide me for tonight pretty good. Got woods all around, just to show you guys what the area looks like. And I've got exits all around. I can head out that way into the field. I can head off any of these directions here into the field. There's a field that runs along here down to the major road. I can head off down this way and cut over into the woods that way, and there's a trail, like a walking trail that leads along the lake over here. And yeah, that's where I'm going to be spending the night tonight. Should be interesting. I've never done a trip like this, an overnight, trying to be minimalist, but I still bring way too much gear. I always do. Who doesn't? I'm working on trying to cut it down. Eventually, I'll get into a system where I know exactly what I need, and I'll be a lot better prepared. This is kind of just like a test right now. I've never done this before, so I'm kind of testing everything out. But so far, everything's working out really nice. I'm really, really pleased. Another shot underneath, just to show you from the edge. You got lots of space underneath here. Should be a really comfortable night. And I don't know how well you can see it, but that ground's dug up here, right in front of my shelter. That's hopefully going to be my fire pit for tonight. I'm going to say it's no more than 8 inches deep. Probably 12 inches around. Might dig it out a little bit more, but that should work for tonight. It's starting to get dark now. I think I pretty much got my camp finalized the way I'm going to have it for tonight. And we're just going to have to see how the night goes. We'll find out in the morning when I do another video. But just to show you what I got going on now. I have a bug net set up there. Because I learned my last trip out here in the swamp that a bug net comes in real handy. Inside the bug net, I've got my little blanket set up in a sleeping bag type fashion. I did bring a little bit of camera gear, and I do mean little. This tiny little thing is awesome. I found it at Walgreens for like 10 bucks. Picked it up, it extends out. I'm going to say the overall height on it is probably about 6 inches. And it clips onto any smartphone. Love it for making videos. Actually, I'm going to put it back on the camera mount now that I showed you that, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's a little bit better now that I don't have to hold the camera. Still got a little bit of water left in the one canteen. One of them is done. I've got my MSR pocket rocket stove that the canteen just barely works on. I wasn't expecting that. Guess I should have tested that one before I came out here, but I did make it work. And it should work pretty good for later on tonight when I make a little bit of dinner. Tonight's dinner, Mountain House beef stew. Love this stuff. These Mountain House products are awesome. I think they taste awesome. I love them every time I'm going camping because it keeps down on the weight. They're really light. All you gotta do is add boiling water. Let them sit for 8 to 9 minutes and dinner's ready. Looking forward to the beef stew tonight. Still haven't lit my fire yet because it's a little too light out. Sun's down. It's probably 8 o'clock at night, getting ready to get dark. I'd rather wait till dark so that nobody sees the smoke. Just a little bit safer that way. Try not to draw attention. Would hate for the police to come out here because I don't like dealing with them. Not doing anything wrong, but you know how the police are. They assume the worst all the time. All the time. They're quick to judge. I just don't like dealing with them. So I'm trying to keep everything low key. But I will have a fire going on tonight. A little bit later on. Should be pretty nice. This is what I managed to come up with. I've got a little firewall there to help reflect some of the heat back towards me. This is some cardboard that I'm going to burn while I'm out here, just to get rid of it. I hate leaving trash laying around, but I got my fire all ready to go. A little bit of kindling. There's some dryer lit in there. The sticks. I went back to the other campsite, the old campsite, and I managed to dig up these 3 bricks here. So yeah, I'm hoping they'll help keep the fire contained. Not that it's going to be very big, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. And yeah, it's looking good for tonight. I can't wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I've got this little lantern here that'll fire up when it gets really dark, right before bed, just to get everything settled. I need to get settled, or maybe play a game of cards or something. It runs off the same fuel as the stove, so you only got to carry one kind on you. I love that. That's a big plus. And yeah, I think that's about it. Got my machete and my hatchet to sleep next to me tonight, just in case. Don't think I'll have a problem, but better to be safe than sorry, as always. Oh, had a deer walk by before. A little 3-point buck. Pretty cool. Heard something rustling. I kind of popped my head up, and we just locked eyes. He froze for a little bit, and then just kept right on walking along. Stayed nice and still. Didn't try and spook him or provoke him. Awesome moment with nature. Love those awesome moments with nature. That's what this stealth camping is all about. I'm not out here with a radio. I'm out here nice and quiet. Just sitting here doing my thing. Checking out the wildlife, listening to what's going on. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but there's a raccoon out there that sounds like it's freaking dying. It's screaming bloody murder like the damn thing's being killed. I don't know what's going on. We're doing pretty good. Got everything all nice and set up. I think that's about it. Got some iced tea going. Since I only brought water out on the trip with me, I packed a little bit of powdered iced tea, so I have at least something flavorful to drink other than water. And I got that in my Marlboro Adventure Team thermos thing that came with the belt. Lost part of the label on it. I don't know how that happened. What are you gonna do? But I don't like this thing. It fucking leaks like a sieve. I tried to shake it up to mix iced tea, and it was spilling water all over the place. I wouldn't trust this in any kind of survival situation or anything like that, because you're not going to have very much water by the time we get where you're going. It's fine if I'm just keeping it around here like a cup, but no, I wouldn't rely on this thing at all. However, the U.S. military issued metal canteen in the wool pouch. Big thumbs up. Really liking that. Cooking cup's awesome. Made a cup of ramen noodles before. It was very tasty. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll be going to bed in probably a couple hours. Spend maybe an hour by the fire. Just relax and enjoy my time out here. I'm out of here tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll do another video in the morning, let you guys know how my night went. I'm hoping for a good night. I see the mosquitoes are out already. I've been hit a couple times. They're all over my mosquito netting right now, but nothing on the inside. It's still nice and mosquito free. And I'm trying to keep it that way, so I'm not trying to mess with that until I go to bed, actually. And yeah, that's when I'll climb in this thing and pull it down around me and seal it all up for the night. But until then, I'm just leaving it alone. I'll hang out outside or whatever, and should keep it bug free, and I should get a good night's sleep. The last night in the swamp was not a good night's sleep. The bugs were god awful. I spend every hour or so waking up to reapply bug spray just so I could survive out here and then try and get a little bit more sleep. It rained on me. It was just a pretty rough trip out here. So yeah, I'm gonna hope for the best on this one. I think this one's gonna be a lot better trip out here. I learned from previous experience. And yeah, that's it. Have a good night, guys, and I'll do a video in the morning. Alright. Morning, everyone. Here it is the next day. It was kind of a rough night. I won't lie to you, it was really a rough night. The spot that I picked, I really should have cleared it out a little bit better. You got some big tree roots and stuff. So I can show you. There's some big tree roots and stuff on the ground. I kept hitting them with my back all night long. It was pretty rough. But I did manage to get a little bit of sleep. The wool blanket did keep me pretty warm last night, except for this morning. It just started getting really chilly and it was a little hard to wrap up in it. I don't know what else I can say. Oh, had that for breakfast this morning. Don't know how well it can be read. One of these instant coffee things from Starbucks. It was alright. I couldn't find my spoon this morning, my mess kit. The little spoon and fork setup that I have, and yeah, that really would have helped. I think I would have been able to mix this in a little bit better. It was a little chunky and wasn't exactly the best. I'm thinking if I mixed it in thoroughly, though, it probably would have been a little bit better. I've already cleaned up the campsite. Didn't want to show you guys me taking everything down. It's not really good for video. Yeah, that's about it. It was a rough night. Managed to make it through. It's a little after 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm waiting on a ride out of here. Trying to still be stealthy and leave early so that nobody sees me getting out of here this morning. Usually on the weekends this place is kind of busy with hikers and bird watchers and all kinds of other stuff like that. Pretty much all my gear worked out. A few things I'm going to change for next time that I know better, like the garbage bag that I laid down to protect me from the ground and kind of insulate me. It slid around on the ground a little bit. I'm thinking instead of putting the leaves and grass and stuff underneath to try and soften it up, next time I'll just take the bag out in the field over here and just fill the thing up with grass and have a really nice soft bed. Should have done that yesterday, but I wasn't thinking of it. That's how you learn. Trial and error. Basically what this was, just, you know, like a trial run at this, just to see how things would work out. And if you see me not always watching the camera here, it's because I'm constantly scanning the area to see what's around. Just to give you guys an idea of what the campsite looks like prior to me being there. Looks pretty much exactly how it was yesterday before I started camping here, except for these 3 rocks that I'm going to leave here. It's where my fire pit was, and I'm going to leave those there as a marker. Covered everything over with dirt so there shouldn't be any problems with the fire. It was pretty much out this morning, a little bit of heat still, so I just threw some dirt on it just to make sure. And yeah, that's about it. Waiting to get out of here. Hope it's soon. I hope I hear from somebody soon. My back is hurting. I can't wait to go home and sit down in a nice comfortable chair instead of on this hard ground. Should be pretty nice. And I don't know if anybody has any comments about this video or anything, just leave them in the comment thing below, and I'll try and answer any questions that I possibly can.